So I want to say you with the attitude, super duper morning show. It's time for the wrap-up brought to us by KFC Finger Licking Good. Don't forget to check out KFC. They deliver to wherever you are. 581-9319. That's a WhatsApp number, or via their website, which is kfc-sxm.com. G-Money is in the building.
Bad decision.
Yes, sir.
A lot of bad decisions. How many more days we got tomorrow?
Hold on, let me have a countdown. We got 2 days, 9 hours, 58 minutes, and 26 seconds and counting.
Bad.
No, 2 days.
Carnival. The Village.
Carnival, yes. The Village opens
It's
up
2 days, right?
on Friday. Yeah, Friday. Today's only Wednesday.
Today's. Yesterday felt like Monday.
It did.
Bad.
It did.
It still feels like Monday.
Bad. So, yeah.
Decision.
Indeed. So, G-Money.
What up, though? It's Hump Day Wednesday. Another day, another dollar. Ceasefire for now.
Yes, for 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Unless he forgets or somebody pisses him off, and
yeah, he typed something.
Here we go again. But and then because of that, oil prices have dramatically dropped. They
Really?
said, yep, by 20%.
But the straits are not open.
Yeah, but due to prediction and everything, the prices, they go up and down and whatever, the markets are open.
Tell
up.
that to St.Maarten government.
I said the same thing this morning. Because as soon as they went up, all of a sudden, we got to put it up because thing.
And no reason.
But when it goes
Right.
down,
And now that it's down, let's see what reason they're going to use.
They're going to say
it makes sense to put it on, okay, gonna go back home.
Yeah, it takes a while.
It takes time to reflect, and yada, 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 Kiko. Anyway.
But anyways, we got a special guest joining us in the building. How do I say this? I practiced and I forgot how to do it.
That's okay. That's
okay.
It's okay.
Unlearn what you have learned.
I don't want to unlearn it because I had a great intro.
It sounds like the look on your face tells me
I was doing it
that
in the
you
shower.
really practice this.
Action.
Yoda guy is here. You are. That's what I wanted to say. Is it good? Good enough? All right.
He looks disappointed.
Come on.
He looks disappointed.
That's the best Yoda impression.
He was like, Grace did a better one. Way better.
Good morning, Yoda guy. How you doing?
I'm pretty good, actually. Thanks for inviting us along so that we can tell you about the kids' creative competition that we've been putting together in association with the Ministry of Education. I was kind of nervous about whether or not they would support what we were trying to do.
Oh, the minister,
but they absolutely,
the minister
embraced us really well.
She's a nerd, trust me. She's a big, she loves comics. She's a big Star Wars fan. She loves when May the 4th comes along. If she could have made it a holiday here in the island, she would have done it. Yeah,
facts.
Yeah, she would have. So you reached out to the right person. So tell us a little bit about this initiative that you guys are doing.
Okay, well, basically it all comes back to me being a kid from low-income housing who had learning deficiencies when I was a kid. Back in the 50s, nobody recognized dyslexia or attention deficit. They just thought I was stupid. Told me I was... Well, they did. They told me I was an idiot going to work in a factory. And I worked to prove that they were wrong. And basically, I try to encourage the youngsters that come off of the ships with their parents. I always talk to the kids before I talk to the parents, because usually people ignore the kids, talk about them like they're not even there. I ask the kids to make sure that they make sure the parents don't run around and do anything silly. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to encourage them to understand that you can live an extraordinary life if you make the effort to make it happen. Okay. And the first step of that is to be imaginative, not necessarily to be a follower like everybody else, but to think outside the box and try to create something that, that other people might not think of. So, yes, we've got a competition where kids can do a painting, they can do a drawing, they can write a short story. But what we're really looking for, over and above being able to do that well, is imagination. We want to see what they can do that is outside the box, that is bigger than every other kid is doing. So our top marks go for the brightest idea. And the whole idea, which is Sabrina's idea here, I have to give her credit for that.
Hi, Sabrina.
Hi.
Is to, what would happen if Star Wars characters beamed down into Carnival?
Oh.
they'll beam back up. Like, oh my God, they're doing all this walking up. What is going on here? Rudeness.
So, it's about, using as much imagination as you can to see how that might come about, what might be the background story, what might happen, and what we can do that ties St. Maarten directly into Star Wars, which, I think a lot of locals don't really necessarily understand, but St. Maarten is the only place in the world where tourists can come and interact with a Star Wars personality without flying to a convention and paying to get in and then paying for a minute and a half until some volunteer moves them on. So it's one of the things that makes St. Maarten unique.
Okay, all right. So we got the Yoda guy here. So you just talked about the initiative. So how does this work? So how do you get the kids involved in, like you said, beaming down these Star Wars characters? They're going to be participating in Carnival. Darth Vader, he's going to be doing Soca Rumble this year.
I hope so.
Princess Leia, she's going up for the Queen Show. Yeah, Chewbacca, he's going up for
Juve.
Pet of the year.
Right, exactly. So how do we make this happen?
That's why we have Marvio and Rosalind
Oh, he's
and Aaron.
another nerd. All right.
Yeah, but he couldn't come today. We have him on our team, and without them and the minister, this would not be possible. So they're pushing it through all the schools, sending the emails. I'm very grateful that they're doing that bit, because I had no idea how I was going to get this all over the place.
You have a lot of Star Wars fans on the island. Don't be surprised.
We do. I'm learning that now. Yeah. So I'm excited.
We got one here. He's a big Star Wars fan.
I'm okay, not a huge, but
come on,
no, it's enough.
No, he's been there. I watch Boba Fett, and
I do watch The Mandalorian. I watch all that stuff. Yeah, but I'm not like deep.
Like Phyllis is a big one.
Yeah, Phyllis is a big. But I put myself a 7 on a scale of 1 to 10.
That's close enough.
Yeah. That's what level of Jedi is that? What you would say? That's not Master Jedi.
It's beyond a Padawan.
Okay, beyond a Padawan. Right. Okay,
I'm definitely not a Padawan for sure.
Okay, Padawan is like a rookie,
beginner. Yeah, like
that's me.
Like yeah. Your understudy.
Okay.
Yeah. So Sabrina made up a flyer, and it's got a QR code on it. So those flyers went out to all the schools in St. Maarten. We've got 4 different categories. We split it between art and storytelling, and we split it between primary schools and secondary schools. And obviously, a kid at primary school isn't going to write something that's better than a kid at secondary school, but we judge it according to their age and according to how they execute it for their situation, their condition. So basically, they can scan the QR code, and that will take them online to a place where they can make their submission. And we've got the Ministry of Education, who are going to be doing preliminary judging. We're going to come down to 40 finalists, and we're going to put on an event for 40 finalists where everybody gets some prizes. We're very lucky. We've got sponsorship from a few companies that have gone out of their way to come and join us. That's Island Sightseeing, the guys who have the train that runs around town. They're going to take the kids on a train ride. The finalists, I'm talking about, the 40 of them. They're going to go for a ride through town, take them to our museum in Front Street, where they get to go through there for free, of course. Pineapple Pete, he has been such a great supporter over the years. Everything we try to do, he always gives us some space. He's going to give us space for the prize giving.
Nice.
We'll have a prize giving on the 9th. We're going to announce the finalists on the 4th of May.
Of course you
would.
We Why
are.
not?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So we're going to announce the finalists then, and basically at that point in time, we'll announce who are the winners in each category. They're going to get to go on an extra outing. We haven't locked that down entirely right now, but yesterday Rainforest Adventure has volunteered to be part of that with us, so we're very grateful to them for coming along as well. And then finally, we're going to choose the overall winner, and give them a gift certificate, which at the moment I've got $500 put aside for that. But
and the keys to the Death Star.
If I get enough entries and it's really well supported, well, I might just raise that
up it up.
$1,000.
Wow!
It costs nothing to take part. You just have to be a kid. You just have to be at school.
So we can't
and
take
you have
part?
to be imaginative.
No,
I'm afraid you
can't.
can't.
Oh man!
What's the age limit?
Otherwise,
You have to be in secondary school or primary school,
I'm in school still.
right? School of Hard Knocks.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you.
he'll
Well-
graduate eventually.
Well, your daughter still is in high school. You could do it through her.
Yeah.
Just give her the story. Tell her, like, write this, write this, write this.
Yeah, tell her you wrote it. Your dad wrote it.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me stop.
Okay. All right. So this is cool. So they have from now until May. When is the deadline?
Well, the deadline is on the 17th of this month.
Oh, so it's
right
coming
it's
up.
close.
That's
it's
next
close.
week.
That's
9
why we're
days.
trying to do, radio to make sure the parents know about it and
Right.
not just the kids. Because even though the schools have posted it within the schools, maybe those kids don't take it quite so seriously.
Right.
But every parent wants to see their kid develop
Yeah.
in a
I mean,
in
this
a
is a
strong
great. This is
way.
a great way for them to, use their imagination to combine Star Wars with something that's built around culture and the island, which is carnival and everything. This is a great opportunity, and I would love to be there at the ceremony, or at least to read some of the stories.
Well,
to see.
I think we could probably arrange that.
Yeah, that would be great. Now, it's just writing, or they're drawing as well.
No, it's
art.
writing, drawing, or painting, and
Or
we've
painting.
got prizes for the finalists. That if they're little, well, they get coloring books and comic books and various other things. They get a regular novel as well, but it's written for little ones rather than big ones. And the writers that are older, well, they get books from Star Wars, some from Tim Zahn, who I do autographs with at conventions periodically. He's a great writer, very popular. So we try to we want something that's going to go on, into the future with them, not just one day event. And of course, I'm also personally making little trophies for each of the kids that are the winners and runners up. So they've got something to remember this by in 10 years.
So
or
you keep
whatever
yourself
else.
busy.
You have no
All the
idea.
All the time.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's always doing something.
Okay, nice. So if persons are listening, but they still want to get the information, they might not have access to the flyers in their kids' schools. How can they get this information, Sabrina?
So you can just email me at sabrinaasgarkhan@hotmail.com. So
Sabrina.
Asgarkhan. So SabrinaAsgarkhan. I'm so
Okay, that's
sorry.
really
It's
long.
so
That's
long.
Whoa.
I made this when I
Time
was
for you to get a new
baby.
Gmail.
No, hold on. Yeah,
We
hold
gotta
on.
get you a new Gmail.
Hold on.
Gmail just started where you can change your Gmail.
Yeah.
Open new tab.
Yeah.
Gmail.
However-
We're going to create this account right
Yeah,
now.
we got
Yoda girl.
However, I gotta be.
Yoda girl.
At gmail.com.
Yeah.
Fine, we'll
We
get
got to
to
be
it.
able to say that anybody can find us on Google,
Yeah.
Yes.
right? And if they find us on Google and send us a message, we can always send them the link.
Okay. Yeah. So there's
Sorry, guys.
there's another email, ygmesxm@gmail.com. You could also use that as well, or go to the Yoda Guys Facebook page, which is the Yoda Guy movie exhibit, and then I'm sure they'll post the flyer up there.
Yeah, we are well enough known that if you just put Yoda Guy into Google or
It'll-
Nick Maley into Google,
It'll pop
we
up.
jump right up and bite you.
All right, sounds good. Nice. So looking forward to this. So make sure you take advantage of this. So it's what's the initiative called again?
We just call it.
Star Wars Carnival Mashup.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
Nice. Now, is this going to be a one-time thing, or there's
What we want, this is the first time we've done it, this is a time where we make our mistakes, where we try to put things in place and figure out what the problems really are. We're hoping that next year we'll be able to do exactly the same thing again, maybe with a different criteria, because we don't necessarily want it to be exactly the same every year. But I would like it to be something like that. For a long time, people don't know. I think people know us as the Yoda guy. They don't realize that we're a non-profit foundation and that we go out of our way to try to encourage kids to follow their dreams. One of my catchphrases is, if you don't invest in your impossible dream, you're the one who guarantees it won't come true. And so ultimately, I'm always trying to do that. We do work with kids in third world countries whose parents can't afford their medications, and then the kids don't go to school. We had one little girl who was 8 years old in the Dominican Republic. She has epilepsy. We supported her with her medications and with her education, and last year she graduated as a medical doctor.
Wow.
So that was a 16-year journey, but I'm as proud of that as I am of working on 65 movies. And here at home, basically, I'm a bit more invisible. I mean, we have done stuff in the past with the kids from the foster home. We did stuff where we donated money to Helping Hands. But I wanted to do something now that I got Sabrina at my side helping me get this stuff done. I wanted to do something that was bigger for all the kids. We encourage the schools to bring us school parties. They can come. It's no charge. You just have to organize it on a day when we're not swamped by tourists.
Right.
The tourists are the ones that bring us the money that helps us do the good things. But when schools come, parties up to 20 kids, and I'll talk to them too about how you go from being a kid in low-income housing to rubbing shoulders with Harrison Ford and Princess Leia.
Nice. All right. So let's talk about the Yoda guy himself. What brought you here? How did you end up here in St.Maarten?
The Force.
Well, the Force. That's
what's her name?
Yeah, that's a good question. No, ultimately, it's a different outlook. I am that guy who thinks about things beyond the way that most people do. It's traditional wisdom to try to go to school, get yourself a good job so that you can pay the bills for 40 years while you're doing a job that you don't really want to do. And that might seem, it's what everybody does, and yet at the same time, if you say it that way, it doesn't sound like such a great idea. I made 65 movies in all. At the time when I came here, I'd made about 60 probably. And when you've made 60 movies, 61 doesn't make a difference.
Wow.
You've kind of been there, you've done that. Isn't there more in life?
Yeah.
Aren't we as human beings about expanding our experiences, expanding who we are as individuals? So I'm always enjoying learning something new. So I came here to be a pirate and go sailing for a year.
Okay.
I sailed around the Caribbean with my wife on a little boat. I like the Caribbean generally. I like the fact that, the things that people here might take for granted, the sun, the sand, the simple way of life. They look at the big city like, oh, wow, it's more exciting. It's a place I should go. Well, I grew up in the big city. What it is a place where you're a social security number, and people don't really care if you get run over or you don't. They just say, oh, look at that messy guy in the road. It's a different concept in life. And so I just decided that I wanted to see what it was like to be an artist. They say it's impossible to make a living as an artist. I can't tell you how easy it is in comparison with trying to break into movies, in trying to get people to have faith in you as a creator and give you a job that is effectively, if they were doing it today, a $200 million job as head of department. You can't do that just by raising your hand and say, "I'm here. Can I get that job?"
Right.
It takes time to work your way through it. So it was time for me to relax a bit more and stop doing 96-hour-a-week weeks, which is what making movies can be.
Okay.
So that's what really brought me here. But since I've been here, I've done. I lived as an artist for a little while, 10 years. Doesn't seem like very long to me, but maybe to younger people that seems like a lot. And then we had art galleries, and I had so many kids that would come and ask me about how I got to do the things that I did, that I realized that I was becoming a leader of youngsters in trying to help them break the boundaries that they felt that they were around. So first thing I did was I wrote a book called The Do or Do Not Outlook, which is about what it takes to get off your butt and make that difference. The first thing I say is, you can't live an extraordinary life by being normal, so get used to that. You need to get off your butt and be the red tree in the forest. Right. And then I decided, wouldn't it be good? I'm getting older. Wouldn't it be good if I could leave myself as a hologram, and I could be encouraging kids in 20 years after I'm dead and gone to follow their dreams and be all they can be. And that's actually what brought me to St.Maarten, because St.Maarten has enough traffic in the off season. When we don't have a pandemic, to be able to pay the bills for 2,000 square feet, which is the minimum you need for a museum.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, do you have any?
Yeah, I got to say, I have to be ashamed to say I've never been to your museum.
Yeah, same here.
Well, I'll keep my eye out for you.
I'm doing this interview and I've never been to the man's place.
No, right?
And I've walked past there 50 million times.
Yeah, we've only been here 20 years.
I know. And I really feel embarrassed about it.
Yeah.
Because yes, I am a Star Wars fan. I do understand. So going back, where are you originally from?
I'm from the outskirts of London.
Oh, from London. Okay.
Sound like you're from London.
Yes, he does.
People don't understand, but Star Wars was made in England.
Yes. Yes, it was.
And they make a big fuss about Industrial Light and Magic because they own that company. Disney owns Industrial Light and Magic. Correct. So they tell you about all the great stuff, and they did do great stuff. And so everybody thinks that everything was made at Industrial Light and Magic, but it was made 6,000 miles away by a bunch of other people.
So how did you get started in the business? Like by accident? Was it whim?
No,
Make a long story short. How did you get
I'm good at making long stories longer, actually. But no,
I didn't want to say that.
Basically, I grew up in an unusual household. My dad was an actor. My mother was a bookkeeper.
Anybody we know?
The combination of the two is kind of schizophrenic.
Okay.
And so I understood that you could make a living by doing stuff that a normal person didn't do, but I also knew that you'd always be broke. And so I was trying to find a way that would allow me not to be that kid working in a factory, not to be the guy working in a shop, not to be the guy in the office where you get bossed around by somebody else with a smaller mindset. I'm trying to be polite there. But and head towards entertainment. And along the way, I'd done all the school plays and I'd learnt stage makeup. And so even at 7, I was doing my own makeup for the school plays.
Okay.
Yeah. And so as a result, when I did leave school, I looked at what I had that other kids didn't have, what made me different to everybody else, and I realized that nobody else that I knew could do stage makeup, and there was no certification for that. No. So as a kid who was dyslexic, no one could say you failed the exam.
Okay.
So I approached drama schools, and by the time I was 19, I was teaching at 6 drama schools, including Middlesex University, and then I used that to try and get into movies. I wrote and said, "Hey, I'm a whiz kid. I just did a show at the Royal Albert Hall. You should give me a union card so I can I can make movies. They didn't answer. Then I wrote to them and said, I'm teaching at Middlesex University. You know, eventually, the thing that succeeds in life is the fact that you don't take no for an answer.
Persistence
You just keep
overcomes
banging
resistance.
on the door until eventually it gets sick of you banging on the door. And so eventually, when they needed someone, I was the guy that they knew. You know, when you apply for something, you get that letter and it says, "Thank you very much. We got your information
Thank
on
you for
file.
applying.
Yeah,
we'll
if we
contact
need
you.
anyone,
Don't call us. We'll call you."
Exactly right. You become a piece of paper in a folder in a filing cabinet, and who the hell looks at that in the next 10 years? Nobody. So I found out where they held their union meetings, and I showed up to every union meeting for 2 years until they knew I wasn't going to go away. And so I wasn't.
How you doing?
I wasn't a piece of paper anymore.
Stalker.
I was that kid who stood by the
Right.
front door and said, hello, how are you this week, right? Until eventually I said, we got to let this guy in,
give him a
because otherwise
chance.
it's going to drive us crazy.
And then-
Okay.
So was Star Wars your first movie or no?
No. I'm not sure whether I should be ashamed to admit this, but my first movie I did in 1969.
Which was?
It was Charlton Heston playing Mark Anthony in Shakespeare's Julius Caesar.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea who watched that movie.
I can't say I've
It's
watched
like,
it, no.
I think it had lots of stars in it, but I think that they were all there just so they could say, I do Shakespeare, you know. But it was a great experience. It was exciting. I worked for a month, and then I was unemployed for 3 months because it's a freelance industry. And then I realized maybe I'd quit the other job a little too soon. But it's then about whether you have the determination to keep going when everybody keeps telling you, don't you think you should get a proper job?
So how did you create Yoda, if you don't mind?
Yeah,
how did that
I
happen?
wasn't supposed to create Yoda. I was part of a team. Talking about the first Star Wars movie first, that was a low-budget movie.
Episode 3, correct?
Episode 4.
4, sorry.
Yeah, episode 4. It was a low-budget movie for what it was. And most people don't know this, but the board of directors at 20th Century Fox fired the head of the studio and gave him till 5 o'clock to get out of the studio because he approved Star Wars.
Whoa.
Okay.
I think they let him back afterwards, but
I'm
it
pretty
was
sure,
like one of those things. It wasn't a big thing. I was the new guy on the block. I got that job because I had worked with my boss's son to make a little TV commercial that had Donald Pleasance in, who was a big star at the time, and it was all the horror characters in an English pub drinking lager, and so we had all these different characters, and so it was a little job. But, little things lead to big things. You always give 200% of everything you do, even if you don't know how it's going to happen. You just might network with the right guy, and he gives you your break in 5 years or in 10 years. That guy in the corner that you think is an idiot,
Correct.
don't treat him that way, because
Right.
maybe he's the one that's going to give you a break
Correct.
in 10 years, right? And so that led to me being the new guy on the block for the first Star Wars. Then we went and did Superman 2, a thing for Gene Roddenberry from Star Trek. And we got on to the second one. And by that time, I was effectively number 3 in the department.
Nice.
So there was my boss, his son, who was his right hand, and I was his left hand.
Okay.
And so when he was making Yoda, I was making the skins, I was making the molds. He saw me as a technical guy, I think, rather than an artistic guy. So he gave me mainly technical things to do. So I was working on those parts, and then I went off to work on the Wampa and the Tauntaun. The Wampa hits Luke in the face. At the beginning of Empire, and the Tauntaun, they ride.
Right.
For those people who aren't sure what those characters
I
are.
know.
And I thought I was done. But they wanted a walking Yoda. You see, Yoda as a glove puppet had Frank Oz's arm shoved up his backside.
Right.
And we try not to talk about that. But, ultimately, you didn't see his legs working.
No.
Because there was a guy attached to him from just below the bottom of the screen.
And who was the voice? Jim Henson?
No, the voice was Frank Oz, and he was the lead puppeteer. There were 4 puppeteers.
Oh, okay.
So basically, they wanted a walking version. My boss was trying to get the what we thought was going to be the main puppet up and running. They had spent too long trying to decide what he was going to look like and hadn't left enough time to build the world's first animatronic character to come to screen. People overlook the fact that this was all completely pioneering stuff.
All new stuff.
It hadn't been done before. And so while he was trying to sort that out, his son was looking after Harrison and the other guys on set. I was the lead guy left in the studio. So they quietly came to me and said, can you figure out how to make a walking animatronic Yoda? And I said, well, why are we doing that? I mean, ultimately, nobody knows how tall the trees are. Why don't we just take a little person, make an oversized Yoda, and he can walk through the trees?
Oh.
Sometimes being simple is the best solution,
right.
the quickest thing you can do. It's all about thinking outside the box. Look for that solution that isn't the most obvious thing.
So you were more like involved when it comes to like just the makeup and everything. Did you come up with like the looks of some of the characters? Like how did that happen? Or,
some of them, but not that many on Star Wars. I mean, as a creature designer, I did movies like Highlander and other stuff where I designed everything, an everyday story about soul-sucking vampires from outer space called Life Force, which the critics hated, but is now a cult movie.
A cult movie, yeah.
I wrote sequences into that with Dan O'Bannon, who had written Alien, and I lived a life where I rubbed shoulders with an awful lot of people that became famous in their own rights.
So
and a lot of the people who actually worked with me went on to do great things. One of them directed Blade. He was 16 when he joined me and my team. Another one is now, she was the 18-year-old runner. She's now the president of global productions for DreamWorks Animation.
She's a runner.
You lead by example.
Yeah.
So do you have George Lucas's number in your phone right now?
No, I don't. Here's the issue. If I did, I probably would just get some money from him and give it to the kids, and that would be the end of that. No. Basically, when people become that famous, they have an army of people around them that you have to get through their emails before you get to anybody else. And those people now, they don't know me from Adam. So
let me ask you a question. So like with actors, and they do a movie, and every time that movie gets played, they get a check.
Oh, royalties.
Yeah, no, we don't get any check.
No royalties. So
Nothing.
every time Star Wars plays
nothing,
or Superman,
nothing,
no royalties.
In fact, if you want to insist on that, you don't get the job.
Right.
Basically, you sign a contract. It says they own everything.
Right. Wow.
That first movie, people say, "Oh, you made the first Star Wars. You must have made millions out of that." They employed me for 5 weeks, and they paid me £60 a week.
A week, not even an hour.
£60 a week for 5 weeks. I made 300 pounds
for one of the biggest movies.
Well, it wasn't supposed to be a big movie.
Right.
If you look at it now, I mean, you had certain actors who turned down a lot of those parts from
you did.
From Luke Skywalker's part to Han Solo's part to Carrie Fisher's part. A lot of big actors turned it down. They read the script. They were like,
"What's this?
What is this?"
Yeah, and the dialogue was really terrible.
Yeah, it was like a space movie. I don't want to do no space movie.
Yeah.
So a lot of
Alec Guinness rewrote all his own dialogue.
Really? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's just. Yeah, but
okay.
I mean, it's 1977, and that just opened up the whole floodgates for space movies. Was that movie that started?
That started the whole thing.
Started everything with all the space.
Star Treks.
Star Trek was there already.
Oh, okay.
But when it comes to the cinema and like all these sci-fi space,
it was also how it was made.
Right.
You see, it's always hard to get to actually get the money people to put up the money for something that is beyond what everybody else is doing, because all the money people care about is how quickly they're going to get their money back and how much profit they're going to make, right? So they look at something, it's science fiction, that's a B movie. You know, it's Star Wars. Everybody's sick of the Vietnam War, which they were at that time. You know, so no, this is a bad bet. You don't want to do that. The the marketing people came back and told the guys at 20th Century Fox, whatever you do, don't make this movie. Ooh. Nobody wants to see it, right? But what he did was he took a lot of technology that wasn't necessarily completely new, and he brought it all together into one thing. And it was a way of making movies that nobody had ever seen before. That was the true genius that he had, that and marketing. You know, he deserved an Oscar for best marketing. But, you know, it was those things, and instantly, once he'd done it, then everybody else climbed on the bandwagon, and from that moment on, movies were made that way. Yeah. Youngsters today, they see that movie along with all the others, and it's it's an okay movie. They don't realize the impact that it had at the time on the audiences of that day.
Correct. Right. So the Yoda guy, when are you guys open? What days of the week? What times? I gotta come check you guys out.
Generally, I'm doing a lot of different things. So we just had a new book that came out, my first novel. It's my third book, this one I wrote with my wife Gloria. We wrote it as a it was intended to be a streaming series. We wrote 12 episodes for Paramount Plus, and then when the contracts came, they weren't what we discussed. I didn't like it. They thought I'd cave in. I didn't, so we turned it into a book, and then they can come and ask me for the film rights instead of trying to own the characters and the future of that story. So I'm trying to get to the next novel. I'm partway through writing that, as well as being open for the tourists, as well as creating competitions like this, as well as making stuff for prizes. So answering your question, generally, before Sabrina came and joined me, I'd come down to a point where I said, well, I'll be there between 11 and 3, you know.
See what time I wake up.
I'm not really too sure, but, you know, I actually wrote on the door by chance or appointment. So it was just something I did. Now we can say, honestly, weekdays, I'm definitely going to be there we're definitely going to be open. Sabrina will be there between 10:30 and 4 o'clock. Weekdays. Weekends, it depends on what else I got on and what ships are coming in. Because the ships are what bring us the money. And if we've got 2 good ships, well, then, I'll show up at the weekend because I'm the guy they want to see, you know. True. It's all about signing
nobody wants to see Sabrina.
Actually, they should. She's cute.
How did you get involved, Sabrina, in this?
First of all, are you a Star Wars fan before you worked there?
Right.
That's the first question. Yes or no?
I didn't know anything about
Star Wars. Wow. Usually that's what it is, yeah.
You just saw the vacancy. You was like, you know what, I need a job.
I walked in. I was like, yep, I'm staying here.
Are you? You won't get rid of me.
I hadn't seen any of the Star Wars movies up until this year, January. Because I have to educate myself.
Right.
But it's okay. It's nice. I enjoy it.
How many Star Wars movies you watched so far? Just one?
No.
2?
I had to watch, according to Nick, episode 4
according to?
Yes.
This is a job requirement.
It was.
Yeah.
No, because I remember calling him. I was like, which movies should I watch first?
And which order, too?
Of course,
episode
he explained
4.
episode 4, 5, and 6. And now which are the best ones? I agree. And now I'm on episode 2. But
okay.
I can't get.
See, 1, 2, and 3 are the ones that the kids like.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. In fact,
because all the characters.
We have a generation of adults now who are millennials who their favorite movie is episode 3.
Right. Okay. Okay, yeah, 3.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, I was saying, oh, come on, let's just throw the guy in the volcano,
in the fire.
You know.
Just get him all right.
Let's get on with it, you know. You know, Anakin, I'm not going to say this because I'll lose my fans, but, you know, Anakin was largely a whinging ninny who cried every time something happened to him.
Right.
Okay.
So, and do you know that Yoda does make a cameo in what movie?
Episode 8.
No, he makes a cameo in not a Star Wars movie.
He does.
Yoda makes a... Is it Star Wars?
G.
No, hold on. He makes a cameo... Oh, no, that's not Yoda. Sorry. It's the wrong cameo. It's E.T.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what is he on about?
E.T. makes a cameo.
In one of the Star Wars movies?
Yes.
Oh, he does?
Yes.
Yes,
He's
he
like what,
does.
in the background? Like in the,
he's
Yes.
wandering
In the
around
bar.
in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in the council, and they have the council.
Uh-huh.
E.T.'s in there.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Okay.
E.T. makes a cameo in Star Wars.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
so
sir.
what's a tour like at the Yoda guy? You walk in and
Okay, well, when you walk in, you come into the shop,
Mm-hmm.
and people come into a Star Wars shop. They expect plastic toys and Legos. We don't have any of those. we don't have any T-shirts either.
Why?
But what we do, well, because you
should.
buy those cheaper at Walmart's.
Mm.
Why would we ship them here, mark them up, or sell them at a loss?
But you don't have
just
Yoda
so-
guy T-shirt? Just
Yeah, the Yoda guy.
St.Maarten.
Yoda guy.
Or Yoda.
We
Yoda
don't.
guy, St.Maarten.
I'll tell you
I met
why.
Yoda in St.
Let me tell you
Maarten.
why.
Okay.
Because with a Yoda Guy T-shirt,
Right.
at best we would make 50%, but I get 100% of doing an autograph.
Really?
So largely what we're selling are images of from the movies, which are autographed not just by me, but also by Darth Vader, Boba Fett, BB-8, Greedo, IG-88, Neo
nice.
people from Power Rangers, Doctor Who, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. They're all people I do autographs with at conventions.
Nice.
We've got the original production used scripts,
That part.
which you will not find anywhere else in the world, from Star Wars episodes 3, 4, 5, and 6, plus Pirates of the Caribbean, Men in Black, Terminator, Highlander, Krull, Indiana Jones. We got artwork from my second career drinking pina coladas, and little bookmarks for grandmothers who've got too many grandchildren.
Wow.
But then over and above that, we've got the exhibit itself. In the exhibit, we've got Baby Yoda, Darth Vader, Hanning Carbonite, Tusken Raiders, Snaggletooth.
When you say Baby Yoda, you mean Grogu?
Grogu.
Yeah.
Grogu? You got
I
Grogu?
never call him Grogu because it sounds like I'm throwing up.
I know. When they came out with the name, I was like, they couldn't have come up with something better than that.
Right. Yeah, so it's like Grogu.
Yeah, make them spell
So,
Yoda
so with all
backwards.
these new, like the Mandalorian and
Mandalorian.
all of that, you also like did they consult you? Did you know about these? Nothing.
No, it's a
It's
whole
too expensive
new,
now.
It's a whole, it's a whole, yeah, it's definitely, I'm not working for £65 a week again. No, they, basically, they don't need me for that. It's a new character. I think that they definitely needed me for episode 8, where they made Yoda look like he'd lost all his teeth.
Right.
But,
Yes.
but ultimately, no. And I'm drinking pina coladas in the Caribbean. They don't know if I'm having a heart attack or a nervous breakdown. And when you are head of department on a $200 million movie, a heart attack and a nervous breakdown are not good things to
Right.
get caught up in.
Absolutely.
So, no, they didn't involve me.
But do you watch? Do you watch some of these?
I
new-
watch all of them.
Yeah.
Oh, so you keep up to
People
date.
come in, they all want to ask me questions. I have to have the answer.
True.
So you keep up to date everything, even the
Yeah.
animated stuff like the Bad Batch.
Actually, I'm going to tell you, the animated stuff isn't really my thing.
Yeah, I don't really watch it myself. I
yeah,
tried
I
to.
kind of gave up animation with Tom and Jerry.
Okay. So what's the story with Yoda? So he's a master Jedi. He's a trainer. Are there more people like? Because now we saw Baby Yoda. Like, what's the story? Is he part of a race?
The story is they don't want to tell you the story. I mean, George wanted him to be mysterious,
Right.
and so he gave very little information. One of the things that's special about how George managed to keep an entire generation talking about Star Wars based on no more than 6 hours of film for 20 years.
Yeah.
Was to leave you with a whole bunch of questions.
Right.
And so people would surmise, oh, he could be a will, he could be this, he could be that, he could have come from something else. People writing little stories and just talk. Once the internet broke open, well, then that meant that fans were entertaining each other with all these ideas. The problem, I think, with what Disney is doing is that they're generally producing 8 hours of Star Wars every 4 months. That's 24 hours a year. That's 480 hours in 20 years.
Wow.
Instead of 6. And so I'm worried that, they'll kind of flog it to death.
Of all the Star Wars movies except for 4, 5, and 6, what's your favorite movie? Other than episode 4, 5, and 6, excluding those.
The one with Jar Jar Binks.
What's your favorite?
Hey, look at this.
I'll tell you what my favorite. I'll tell you what my favorite movie is.
You're going to tell me Rogue One.
Oh, he got you. He's got the mind.
Because everybody says that.
I don't know really. I actually liked the one with the kids that they did literally for children. What was that called?
The Christmas episode?
No.
That was horrible.
Nobody liked that.
Oh, okay.
No, that was just the birth of Boba Fett. But no, there's a kids one that they've done. I'm trying to think. It's not the Bad Batch. It's Wrecking Crew. Is that right?
Oh,
is that
the Wrecking Crew, something like that.
Wrecking Crew. That was an original.
Oh, that just
story.
came out on Disney not too long ago, a couple years ago, when the kids go to space.
Yeah,
That
was an original story.
That wasn't
yes, it was
bad.
made for kids, so you had to give it a little latitude for that.
That wasn't bad.
But no, it was okay. I thought that Solo was and see, I'm judging things on the basis of the writing and on the basis of the originality, not necessarily on everything else. There is no doubt that if you want to be slapped in the face, then the absolute way to guarantee it is to try and replace Harrison Ford as Han Solo. Nobody remembers young Sherlock Holmes.
Correct.
Nobody remembers, young Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, right?
Correct.
It basically doesn't work.
It doesn't work at all. It doesn't work. But yeah, Rogue One is definitely my favorite Star Wars movie. I think they kept everything in line with Star Wars and the originality and the way the look.
Right.
I think they kept everything the way.
The thing with Rogue One, it was a beautifully made movie, and I like the director. I thought he did a good job, but it was also the most unoriginal movie that they've made.
Unoriginal in what term?
Because it was originally made under the name The Dirty Dozen.
Okay, yes.
With the ending from a movie with Charlton Heston and Ava Gardner called On the Beach, where they're having sex on the beach when the bomb goes off and kills everybody.
Okay.
Right?
Missed that scene.
Basically, it wasn't as exciting as it sounds. Ultimately, great. They tied in all the old characters really nicely, but ultimately I couldn't help feeling that it would have been nice if it had been more original. I mean, the main criticism people had for Episode 7, which was well written and was funny and captured the spirit of the old movies, was that it was too much like Episode 4. And they really didn't need to do that.
Correct.
They had a new character, Rey. Of course, I don't know how it got to be the sequel to the Skywalker saga, because basically it was about two other people. It should have been its own trilogy. But ultimately, we have this character Rey. I thought it was good to have a female protagonist. I'm very happy for that, as long as we don't continue to make all the boys look like idiots, which they seem to be on a real mission to do. I just thought that there had been more original storylines than Rogue One. But it is definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, the most popular of all the Disney Star Wars movies.
And did you like Andor? The series
I did like Andor, although it's a very slow burn.
Yes, it is.
Right.
I mean, they have to drag it out.
You have to. Well, no, you don't. Because they didn't drag it out on the Book of Boba Fett,
Boba Fett, right? No.
But it wasn't as good. In fact, halfway through, I think they saved it by turning it into The Mandalorian. But no, Andor was... I think a lot of people didn't make it through the first 7 episodes, so they didn't get to really appreciate. But it painted the picture more, had more atmosphere. I think it was maybe that and the one about the kids, I think, are the only ones that were made in England, whereas all the others were made in California. And you could see that in Andor, the sense of ambience, the rain, the grit, the thing. It just had a much finer quality rather than, oh, look, it's a spaceship. It's taken off, and now that character is not the same character because really he's a good guy pretending to be a bad guy, but now he's a good guy pretending to be a bad guy with someone else, but now they know he's really a good guy. It was like, really? Okay.
Are you guys on social media so people can find you guys?
We have thousands of pages online, and
so you have an Instagram?
What's the real one?
Yes, we have Instagram. We have TikTok. We have Facebook.
Stop. You got me there on the TikTok.
We've got everything, right? But that doesn't mean that I'm sitting there doing it.
No,
because
I can't
Sabrina does some of it for me.
I can't see you doing TikTok.
Sabrina is helping me with that. And I have a lady also, Maria, in Venezuela, who is struggling with all the power outages and the crap that's going on there at the moment. But she has been posting on Instagram for us for quite a while.
Yeah, you can follow him on Instagram. It's Instagram.com/RealYodaGuy, and he's also on Facebook. I think if you just type in the Yoda Guy exhibit, you'll find it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he also has TikTok now.
What?
He's TikToking.
Doing dances.
You doing dances on TikTok,
No.
Nick?
No.
Nick.
Well, that started out. That started out with the new
Yoda.
promoting the new book. So that started out with us doing just stuff for the book, which I should tell you
Fangs?
is the first Fangs. It's the it reinvents the vampire based not so much on Dracula, but more on the Caribbean vampire that no one ever talks about.
Yes.
Oh,
It's got to
there's
walk
a
in the house
Caribbean-
backwards.
There
What's
is a
the thing called?
Caribbean vampire.
Yeah, the Jumbie.
The
They walk
Jumbie.
backwards after 12.
But you have a name for it.
Makajumbi.
Something
I
I'll
guess.
call
so.
It's actually called the Sukuyan.
Sukunyan. Sorry,
That's what I was looking for. That's the name I was looking for.
Okay.
So yeah, I actually wrote a book on that.
I did. It's based on the idea of what would happen if a Dracula-esque European vampire had a child with a Sukuyan.
Oh,
That sounds
SMG.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it starts in Trinidad with slavery in 1801.
Whoa.
And
It's
it goes
historical.
through to Jack the Ripper and the fall of the Twin Towers. And it's going to be at least 3 books, but might be more by the
So how
time
many? You
I
got one
finish.
done already?
One's done. It's out there. It's on Amazon.
Oh, it's available.
Yeah, it's on Amazon. It's on Apple Books. It's on Barnes and Noble.
Kindle, all of that.
Bookstores.com.
Have you done a screenplay yet
Oh, I've done lots of screenplays.
for this?
Oh, yeah, that's how it started.
Oh, started. Okay, this is the one from
Started as a
Paramount Plus.
screenplay for Paramount Plus.
Ah,
So
it
that's
started as a
already
screenplay.
sitting there. That's ready to go.
Also, it started as a screen, and then you. Oh, okay.
I have to tell you.
So what is the book called again?
It's called
Fangs.
Fangs the Blood. That's the first one.
Fangs the Blood.
And right now I'm in the process of writing Fangs the Loss and the Love.
And then comes out Fangs the Crip. Nobody got it. The Blood's Crip. The
Bloods, yes.
Nobody got that joke. Bad joke. Okay, bad joke. Okay, that's really cool. I think I like original stories. I like stuff like that. That's
Okay.
different, not the same old.
Do they ever come to St. Maarten, the vampires?
Not at this moment in time.
Yeah,
They might.
that form you got to fill out in the lines at the airport.
Yeah.
I can understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can understand.
Immigration's really tough these days.
I mean, there is a direct flight now from Win Air to Trinidad
That
and
is
St. Maarten,
true.
so I mean, you know,
Yeah.
they can make it here. I'm just
Is there a
saying.
Jamaican vampire? Me not suck blood.
Trinidadian. Yeah. But you know that tradition ultimately comes from Africa.
Oh, yeah, the whole vampire story.
Absolutely.
The Sukuyant,
Right.
the essence of it comes from African traditions of a creature that leaves its body to go and
In search for-
and suck the energy and spirit and essence
Right.
out of its victims. And so you can see how that then got twisted when they were in Haiti and in various other things
Right.
too. We got voodoo in this book as well.
Okay.
So lots of other stuff.
Lot of
Yama,
voodoo in the
yama,
Caribbean.
yama,
Lot of voodoo in the
yama.
Caribbean.
And Obia and all kinds of other stuff.
Okay, you know your stuff, Nick.
I try.
Oh man. So, what's the best part working at with the Yoda guy, Sabrina? You would say.
Oh wow, we
The
put
paycheck.
me on the spot. The paycheck.
I know.
No, it's fulfilling because I get to experience these people that are coming and they're in tears.
Wow.
Some of them, they've waited their whole life. This movie has made an impact on them. It's
Yeah.
beautiful to see how art can impact your life, and I get to do something good for the world. You know, with the force for good.
Yes. We haven't talked about
We
the
haven't
force for
talked
good.
about-
Oh,
have
so you're
we?
not on the dark side.
No.
Oh.
Not yet.
She's wearing glam. Carnival. Carnival's coming up.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we one of the things is, people talk about the Force all the time, but, then they all want to be Darth Vader, which
Right.
is definitely not the Force for good. So in what we're trying to do in encouraging kids, in trying to do stuff for kids at the foster home to try and help the Helping Hands Foundation with what they do for the old folks, I see as being the force for good. We have volunteers that come and help us either by making donations through our Patreon, or by coming and volunteering to do some of the things that we are trying to do. And I call them my force for good.
Force for good.
The force for good is about trying to be more kind to people. We're living in a world where people are going out and bombing people because they want their oil or they want something else. That is definitely the rise of the emperor, and I'm just waiting for Darth Vader to go and decide, I'm going to completely destroy this planet, or was it Iran? I can't remember. Anyway, one or the other. It is basically, do you want to live in a world where you're ruled by people who kill you if you don't do what they tell you, right? That's where the dark side leaves. Can't we just be more understanding with each other? Can't we just accept the fact that we all bleed the same color? We all worry about where the kids are going to school. We all worry about how we're going to feed the family, or those basic things. If we had respect for each other's differences, maybe we wouldn't be bombing each other so often. And so that's what the Force for Good is, and that's something that we're starting up. I've got...
So anyone could join the force for good.
Anybody can join. The idea is just to make a difference. Look after the old lady at the end of the street. Go ask her if she's okay, because maybe no one's bothered to speak to her for for the last month.
And that makes a difference. Just having
makes a difference for her to know that somebody cares, right? So it's about looking after people in your own community, but it's also about that little girl that became a doctor, because when people through Patreon make a donation of maybe $2.50 a month, if you have enough people, that makes a difference. It changes lives, right? And so the force for good is maybe something that might end up as being a legacy that I leave behind. I don't know. We'll see. It's a shot in the dark at the moment. But I really believe that, if instead of looking at why those other people are different to you or to me or to whatever else, if we could just embrace what it is that we have in common and respect each other and not try to impose on each other things that we believe everybody, a lot of wars are created just by people wanting to impose their way of life on other people. Yeah. Let's just have respect for each other and take it from there.
So the Yoda guy, your location is on Front Street?
Yeah, we're at 19A Front Street, right next to what was until very recently the Pastor Grant Hotel and is now the Crown.
Oh, they changed the name. Yes, right.
They changed the name?
House.
Yeah.
They didn't keep the name?
No. Yeah.
Did not know that.
Pastor Grant is an Indonesian word for guest house, so it doesn't necessarily have a lot of roots.
So it's the alley
in
before,
St. Maarten.
the alley before or after passing after, right? Yeah, after.
Yeah.
If you're driving down Front Street,
Then it's
It's
after.
on Front.
before.
Before.
Right before. You can't miss it.
before?
The front of the building looks like it came from Tatooine.
I mean, yeah, true.
True.
And there's music, so you can't miss
You
it.
can't miss it. So you play the music, everything, and people could come and check it out. You
Can't miss it.
open 7 days a week. Well, it depends on if ships are in the weekend.
Yeah,
and people could come.
Sabrina doesn't want to work 7 days a week.
I do not. I need some me time.
Yeah.
There you go.
And what's the once again for the kids who want to enter the contest again? What's the email or number, or how can they get in contact?
Which they can do it first of all with the information they get directly in the school. So that's posted there already. I've had kids come in and tell me they saw it posted there.
Okay.
But over and above that, they can contact us through multiple sources online, through email or even via WhatsApp, right? WhatsApp number.
Test the brain. Here we go.
There we go.
It's a new
Not too
number,
many-
so I don't have it.
Not too many times you say your own number.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're
I do it to me all the time. What's your
Yeah.
number? Like, ooh.
I have
Let
to
me
find
ring
it.
you.
Yeah.
Or, of course, they can just come in and we'll help them do that right there.
I
Okay.
found
But we
it. I
need
found it.
those. We need you to get off and start making your artwork
But-
and writing your stories
Yes.
right now.
By the 17th.
Not
Don't wait.
next week.
Not next week.
Because the deadline is on the 17th.
9 days
Because
away.
we've got to get. If we get 1,000 entries,
gotta
we've
go
got
through
to
all
read
of
them
them.
all,
Yeah.
right? And we've got to give
What's the
them
word
all
limit?
fair.
Is there a word limit?
There is no limit.
No limit.
We want to encourage everybody.
And no AI
words,
writing,
yes.
guys. No AI writing.
writing.
And a
Original,
galaxy far,
please.
far away.
No, we have AI too, and it tells us when it's AI.
Okay.
Really? High five on that one.
Good.
Nice. All right, you found the number, Sabrina?
Yes. Thank you for waiting. 581-1613.
581-1613.
Yes.
All right. You could always send them a WhatsApp. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us. It was a pleasure having you and learning so much about Nick and everything that he's done and what he plans to do, and learning from Sabrina as well. And keep up the good work.
She's your Padawan, right?
She is I think she's
She's an Ewok.
she's definitely close to being a Jedi.
God.
She's
Oh, really?
Oh yeah,
I am
yeah,
a god.
yeah. She is a force. She is a force to be reckoned with on her own.
The
Oh,
Force.
thanks, Nick.
Nice. Okay. All right. Yeah, we're just gonna wrap it up before you guys leave. Quickly. So President Trump gave a 2-week ceasefire.
Yes, we talked. Yes, mentioned that this
Them in
morning.
Iran, so they're good. Oh yeah, we did mention that. The Bacchanal Boulevard is ready.
Huh?
So that's the
Farmfield.
village outside of the village. So the booths outside of the village.
Oh, they're bringing that back.
Yeah, it's been back. You haven't driven down
No.
there? What?
Try to avoid traffic.
It is.
don't-
Yeah,
Yeah?
40 boots.
Really?
40 boots. From the beginning all the way down, I think, even past GB.
Oh no, maybe I'll pass that today.
Yeah, it's called the Bacchanal Boulevard.
Bacchanal Boulevard. It has
Yeah.
an official name this year.
That's what
That's the official
that's what
name
Grisha
of it.
said. So
Because remember we used to say,
The
the
mayor
strip
didn't
of
name it.
strip
The mayor-
outside.
no, the mayor, I don't think so.
So now we got a mayor this year, and now we got Bacchanal.
Bacchanal Boulevard.
We used to
find
say the
it?
strip outside, but I guess you don't want to confuse it with the strip Sims and me, so.
Well, yeah. Well, that's about to move across the street anyway. But anyway, that's a whole other story.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Okay, you didn't see across.
Next.
You didn't. Anyway, that's only temporary. Anyway, I'm talking too much on the air. I'm giving away too many secrets. Anyway,
God.
yeah. What else is new?
Yeah, that's about it.
That's it.
Pretty much. So yeah, question of the day.
QOD.
Facebook.com/Laser101. It'd be interesting to find out what the Yoda guy and Sabrina has to say about this. How do you stop your hiccups?
I don't get hiccups. I can't even tell you the last time I had hiccups.
Yeah, same here.
I get hiccups. I
do?
usually just hold my breath.
I do the same.
Or paper
Yeah.
bag,
Or
carbon
sneeze.
dioxide. No.
Or yawn.
That
Sneeze?
helps.
Yawning,
You
I
have
heard
to-
helps.
I don't think
Yawning
so.
helps.
Yawning helps. Make yourself yawn.
You just
Yeah.
said you sneeze?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
try to
On
sneeze.
purpose?
Yeah. Just like a fake sneeze.
Achoo.
Achoo.
And that
And
stops
that
hiccups?
works?
Try.
Oh,
Or
okay.
make somebody scare you. They say that works too.
But then you know they're going to scare it. That won't work.
True.
Yeah. I just wait till it's done. Pretty much.
Yeah, I
can't
just waited out.
And you know what's going to happen today?
You're going to have
You
the
get
hiccups?
I'm going to have the hiccups.
We gonna see.
I can't tell you the last time I
Let
had
us
the
know
hiccups.
if you do.
We going to see. All right. Well, thank you guys for being here. It's a great pleasure. So once again, hopefully
pleasure,
you get
yeah.
all those entries by the 17th, and then the prize giving will be on the 4th of May, right?
No,
The
we'll announce.
announcement.
Oh, they announce the
we'll
winners.
announce the finalists on the
Oh,
4th.
the finalists.
We'll
Maybe
have a
4th,
prize
maybe
giving on the 9th where we'll announce who the winners are.
Okay, and the prize giving ceremony will be at
Pineapple Pete's.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go. So you can check that out. And shout out to Southwest Airlines. Yesterday they made their inaugural flight to St. Maarten from Orlando.
It was yesterday?
Yep.
I thought it was during the weekend.
No, that was
Oh,
yesterday.
it was yesterday.
Yesterday.
Okay, so now there's
This weekend they have another inaugural flight coming from the Baltimore, Washington area. So they're gonna have
because
they have
Southwest is
different-
doing two locations.
2 legs, yeah.
2 different destinations. Oh, okay. So Orlando, and then what's the other?
The Baltimore, Washington, Maryland area,
Oh, so
something
that's
like that.
what
Yeah.
DWI or anyway. There's somebody. There's like 3 airports there.
Yeah.
There's 3 different airports. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
You're now free to move about the cabin,
Mm-hmm.
and no more open seating on Southwest. They stopped that.
Oh no, you have to.
They stopped that last year.
Oh, so you have to pick
It
your
used to be
seat.
first come, first serve.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they stopped that.
Yeah. Too many fights.
I guess. Yeah, I saw some skits on that.
Ah,
and then
okay.
Delta, speaking of airline, Delta just raised their bag fee. $10 because of the war.
The war.
So they say. But yeah. So they raised their bag fee $10 now. So
Okay.
that is Delta Airlines.
All
So
right.
if you are a flyer.
Let's get up out of here. Make some space for G Money. He's coming up next.
Money.
That
AMD
is
and
me.
Workload Show. No Outcast. He's in Jamaica.
He's on
Jamaica.
Jamaica,
And
no.
then Sagan, she comes in to do her thing, and then we'll be back tomorrow from 6 to 10.
Doing it all over again.
That's right. Big homie Spoon, leave us off with a
Yeah,
snap.
buddy.
Something nice and positive.
The axe forgets, but the tree remembers. Banmo.
Bye, moving.
Didn't I use that once before?
Isn't that from Star Wars? Right?
No.
It's not?
No, but I like it.
I thought it was from Star Wars.
No, that's from something famous.
That's what the Wikipedia said.
That's from
That's what the
The Wikipedia, not Wikipedia, Wookie. The Wikipedia. Well, what's your favorite character you would say from Star Wars?
Apart
Besides,
from Yoda,
Yeah.
right? I like R2-D2 and Chewbacca.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
There you go.
Usually it's the people that are a pain.
the people, the actual characters.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
The people,
you know,
yeah.
it's like the dog. The dog never complains. The dog always very faithful.
So the
You know,
robots, the animatronics,
the
they're
girlfriend
fine.
runs off with Harrison Ford. You know, it's true. So,
What was your take on Spaceballs?
Spaceball.
spoof.
I worked with Mel Brooks.
Oh, okay.
Too, but it was okay. I think
I love it. Every time it comes out, I'll watch it.
I'll watch it.
yeah.
They're
I
combing the
liked-
desert.
For me, the one for me that was Mel Brooks was Young Frankenstein. I thought that was a brilliant movie.
Diamonds und
Yeah.
Rennen.
Gee, do you know he's actually you're Emmy nominated, right?
I was, yes.
For
Yeah.
which
That was a makeup that I did on Anthony Hopkins to turn him into the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
He was a great guy.
So he's Emmy nominated.
You'll have to invite me back another time to talk about all the great people that I work with at different times.
Okay.
I have lots of things I can
We'll
tell
see
you
if we
about
have
that.
lots of time for that. 'cause-
And you know they're doing we'll cut you short. They're doing a sequel to Spaceballs. You know that, right?
Are they?
Yes, they are.
Okay, nice. All right. Let's go. We going until tomorrow. See you guys. And yeah, be safe out there. We got how many days to go again? I'll let you know.
The days ain't gonna change, bro.
Here's the countdown. 2 days, 8 hours, 50 minutes, and 37 seconds, and counting until Carnival 2026.